Hello everyone, welcome.
Did you see that message
What message?
from Penny?
Oh god. Good or bad?
It's not good, but I don't think it's your fault.
Hello everyone, welcome. Lawn Ranger, Orion Monkey, Richard, Shane, going on Return of Ammo. Welcome everyone. I've just had a message. It's not good. Barclay, welcome. Andy. Hi Jake, I found the towels in my airing cupboard were wet and dirty after you had gone home. So I got in the loft and there are a lot of dirty wet patches in the loft and some of the roof lining has come away. I think the water came through into the airing cupboard down from the boiler exhaust pipe, but I'm not sure. Oh dear. What do I do about that now? Like what? There's nothing I can do now, is there? I'm just going to put, shall we discuss it on Wednesday when I'm due to go around and buy a side? Or would you like me to pop round in the morning? Or would you like me to pop round tomorrow? Damn it, man. It was all going so well. Alright, Carl, Ched, welcome. PJW, how's it going? Richard, that's awesome. Welcome to the live stream. This is what puts me off roof cleaning. I never touch a roof for this exact reason. I mean, it's a very old roof. Evening, Russ. Did you do a roof clean then? I did, yeah. Contact a roofer to find the leak and get it sealed. I wonder if the... I wonder if it was from the bits of mortar that were... I I wonder if it's from those. Okay, she said Wednesday's fine. I'll speak to you soon. She's lovely. Luckily, she's like lovely. She's a really nice lady. She seems quite understanding, so she might not want me to do anything. She might just be letting me know. I don't know what happens now if, because like if I don't know. I would like to go back and have a look and I don't know. Yeah, first roof clean today. My arms are knackered. I can't feel this hand because of the vibrations and stuff. Shoulders, like I've been using muscles in my wrists that I never knew I had. It's crazy. Contact a roofer. Usually I would give a refund and call it a loss and apologise. What, a full refund for the roof clean? Not sure about that. Go around and have a look for yourself though too. Though definitely. I mean, she's a friend of my mum's, so she's not trying anything on. I wonder if it's just the high pressure, as if there's any like parts of the roof where the tiles aren't fully overlapping or something. Maybe it's gone through. I don't know. Offered to go in the loft and check for daylight/leaks. Yeah. I find this an issue with roofing. How do we know the issue weren't here anyway and the customer isn't trying to pull a fast one to get a roof repaired? Yeah, I mean, she's not like that. Ask Sid. What method did you use for the roof clean, flat surface clean? No, I used a turbo nozzle on low pressure. Could the turbo have been slightly the wrong angle and pushed up underneath the tiles? Possibly. Potentially. We were trying find. I mean, I've got some footage for you here. I've just pulled it from my camera. We were doing our best to obviously clear all the moss from between the lips of the tiles. I wanted to sort of point it down totally vertically, sort of as the rain would fall. But doing that, you don't get all the moss from under the lips, so I pointed it slightly up just to get that line of moss from under the lips. Okay. So this is the job. Hey guys, welcome. Today is my first ever full roof pressure wash. I've got some new toys to. It was so windy. Property, where I did the driveway. I cleaned, sanded, sealed, and biocided this. By the way, this is next week's video, so you're getting like a sneak peek of next week's video. This isn't all the footage that I'm going to show you now because I've got quite a lot of footage on my phone as well. There were a few areas where I was going very light because there was like on the back there was like a bit where there was like a gap and then like a run of lead going down the middle. I don't know. You need to get them to sign a disclaimer. Any loose tiles that slip are not your fault. I'm just starting out with roof scrapes, but don't give up. A Macintosh seems to use an FSC on all roof surfaces. Sorry, I've just dropped the radiator on the floor. I'm trying to warm my toes up after a long day on the tools. Is it broke? The radiator's now not turning on. Oh, there we go. False alarm, it's fine, everyone. The valley, thank you. Yeah, roof cleaning is definitely a two-man job.
Driveway about 6 months ago. Still looks very good. Very happy.
Back on the beer, boys.
So it's bungalow roof. We're only doing this side. The neighbour didn't want theirs doing it at the same time. So
That's confusing when I said we're only doing this side. We're doing the whole roof, just not the neighbour's side.
Zach is just going to start by making sure the gutters are flowing, because we don't want any interruptions with the water flow really, if we can help it. Got some of this the other day, so thinking about we were thinking about tarpaulin, but this is not waterproof, so this will allow the water to pass through but keep the moss on top, which is ideal. That was from Homebase, I think. You also probably just spotted that. I'll talk about that in a bit.
My van's a
So it's
mess.
pretty mossy.
Evening, Simon, welcome.
Zach, don't forget to clear that bit as well. Around the side here. So we're also going to clear out these bottom drains as well. I don't know why there's so many leaves around here. I don't know how they get in there. I thought these grates were supposed to keep stuff like leaves out, but apparently not. So all this is still looking really good. I'm really impressed actually. The roof, I didn't actually come and see this roof when we quoted it. And we've
Evening,
quoted
Dave,
very,
welcome.
very cheap, just as like a first one, just to.
It's so windy, I'm sorry about the noise.
It's pretty big, really. I mean, probably not for some of you that already do roof cleaning. You probably.
Connor, just to catch everyone up, if you've not been here since the stream started, only about 15 minutes ago, I've literally just finished my first roof clean today. First roof pressure wash. I've done a couple of scrapes here and there and biocide treatments and stuff. This is my first time pressure washing a roof. The customer has just messaged me saying, "Hi Jake, I found the towels in my airing cupboard were wet and dirty after you'd gone home. So I got in the loft and there's a lot of dirty wet patches in the loft and some of the roof lining has come away. I think the water came through in the airing cupboard down from the boiler exhaust pipe, but I'm not sure." I mean, that could have just been part of the rinse down afterwards, trying to rinse down the pipes from the boiler and stuff. It could have just been a little bit, but yeah, not a good message to receive. After, you know, I leave thinking we've smashed that, we've done a really good job, we've both worked really hard. Yeah, that's disappointing, that is, to get a message like that. But we're going back on Wednesday anyway to biocide and to do a few other bits. So I'll get up there and have a look for myself and see if there's anything she wants me to do. I don't know if she's expecting me to do anything or whether she's just letting me know, but we'll see.
It's pretty small, but bungalows, they tend to have a much bigger footprint compared to like a normal house. So very excited to find my tripod stand, which is a bit of.
This was just us setting up and clearing out these little drains down the bottom. Oh, Ad, thank you so much. Ad has been a member of this channel for 3 months, apparently. I don't know whether that's 3 months in a row or 3 months total, but thank you so much. I appreciate it. This is just not so important, really.
Okay, what I want to do first is just grab one of these and just get rid of a little bit of the moss that's up there.
Is the audio and the video okay? Can you hear everything? Is everything nice and clear at the moment?
Goes along the bottom. I'm trying to control the flow of water as good as possible.
Other than the wind.
There's a big pile of moss here that I just want to clear before we get started.
We had to get up on the roof at this point. It's a very awkward little section.
This is where I'm going to start. Can't do this bit from the ground now.
So this is neighbour's side on the left and our side on the right that we're cleaning.
This is all going to have to be cleaned up anyway, so I might as well do it now before everything gets soaked.
The mighty wolves are playing. No worries, mate.
Hopefully that'll mean...
What time did you start and finish? We started at 8:30, finished at... Well, we were driving home at 5 o'clock.
The water. I don't know if it's going to make any difference, but hopefully the water will just flow down there. One thing that does concern me a little bit is it's going to end up going straight into the neighbours, all this water, rather than into this one.
You see this bit on the in the middle, where these two roofs combine here? That was where a lot of gaps were, and it looked like just a piece of lead flashing that they'd curved up like that and ran up. I don't know whether that was like a design flaw or whether that's how it's supposed to be or what, but the valley of the roof. Is it supposed to... Is there supposed to be like a piece of lead that comes up like that and go all the way up the ridge? Because that's what it looked like.
Right then. Yeah, I mean that's where it's all going to go. Yeah. Can you pass me the power pole up?
I'm not sure, Connor, to be honest. I'm not sure, mate.
Please.
You'll get faster at them. Yeah, I mean,
Power pole.
I don't know how many more I'm going to be doing since Zach's leaving. Now he's going back to Australia.
You are. Yeah, it's heavy when there's no pressure coming through it.
I won't be doing this on my own.
Thank you.
Tyrone, welcome. God, that wind noise is insane, isn't it?
Two. Don't worry about that one. Can you pull that one?
You can adjust the end of the nozzle,
Adjust that slightly.
which is nice.
Put that in line. You can start putting it down, yeah? Yeah. Would you mind turning the machine on, Zach? I might need you to do like...
I think it's a valley tray.
Another run over there and adjust the pressure for me. Sorry?
They're not that deep. No, it didn't look deep.
Low pressure.
I just can't think where those leaks would have been coming through the roof, other than there was a bit on the other side where she pointed out the mortar's been dropping, and I went easy on the one bit because I could see like it was coming away. That's the only side I can think of that would have potentially been an issue.
He's got us started.
This is our first bit that we did.
Need more than that.
The pole's crazy, by the way.
Quite a bit more than that. More pressure. Yeah, quite a lot more. Oh, yeah.
35-foot gutter vacuum systems, power pole. Comes with everything you need, all the attachments that you need. I had a big teamer fitting for my hose. This is my first experience with one of these poles.
Can't really see what I'm doing. Yeah, I think that's about right. Hang on.
Even at this height, it was like pretty hard control. Can't really see what's going on here, to be honest. That's a bit better. Oh, you're in Warsaw. We were in Warsaw the other day, Connor. Literally doing a job in Walsall the other day. Whereabouts are the leaks, Jake? I've just started watching. I don't know. She just sent me a message saying there's leaks in the loft. Welcome everyone. Welcome We're Jet Washing. Hi everyone. We started a detached property today. Weather wasn't the greatest. Definitely a two-man job. I used the same pole. It's an amazing bit of kit, especially when you get when you get it to just float. Yeah, when you've got the pressure at just the right point where the weight of the pole holds itself, it's great. It's a very good design. That's cool that you got the same pole. I'm not far from you, mate, in Walsall, where you were working the other day. Oh, nice. If you need a hand, give me a shout. Thank you. AC Exterior Cleaning Limited. Also about to get a cherry picker, but usually work from a tower. A tower would have been nice on this one. Even the other bits weren't so bad, but when we got round to the front... What's Zach saying here?
I mean, this ain't crazy long when you pull it all in, so I could just do it with this, to be fair, rather than swapping everything over. It's pretty heavy when there's no pressure coming through, but yeah, as soon as you pull the trigger, it lifts itself up. If anything, you're pushing it down. It's fun though. I'm having a good time. Yeah, get some nice pickies and vids. What?
A tower would have been really nice on this, especially on the front, because I was really struggling on the front because we were doing it all from the ground, apart from obviously this bit.
Right, I'm gonna have to start scooping some of this. We don't want to cause any flooding into the property.
Famous last words. God. Oh dear. How many years of growth is that? Yeah, no idea, Anne. Welcome to the stream.
I could drain that. Don't want it to be too heavy.
Would it have been easier to get the pressure sorted and get used to it on a lower bit next to you? This, believe it or not, this was the easiest bit. This was the easiest section we could have done.
I'll leave that there for him.
The rest of it we were doing from the ground, and we'd have had to extend the pole a lot further.
There's a chance.
This was the bit where we had to extend the pole the shortest.
See how this little baddie performs. I think I'm gonna have to leave. You up? I think
I'm knackered, guys. I'm literally
it might just be under the hose.
can't even sit straight.
Yeah, it's just the hose. No.
It's very interesting and very really satisfying when it's clean. It is. It's and this is a totally new experience for me. I've not done this before, so.
Take the turbulor off.
Rather than extend the two sections, then none of the others, try extending each section a little bit. It's better for the pole. Ooh, that's a good idea.
You got to try these things. Could be an absolute game changer.
That is a good idea, Dave. So you've got more stiffness in the pole.
2 seconds. I don't think I want it floppy, do I? Because that's already floppy on that end. Okay.
This wasn't really working, as you can tell. When you do go back there, have a look where the damp patches are and check the area of the roof on the outside. If there's rips on the underlay but no holes in the tiles, then it's been caused from the inside. Is that common for it to be caused from the inside? Looking at the video, you did a great job. Thank you so much, Neil. Thank you. Looks hard graphed. It is.
As good as the turbo nozzle, but it's because there's not enough pressure coming through it.
It's the hardest pressure washing job I've ever done, for sure.
Yeah, it's just kind of awkward to use.
This is my
Maybe
first
we use it
roof
on the
clean.
front. Yeah, on the big
Access
bits.
was okay. And this is the hardest pressure washing job I've ever done.
Oh god.
8:30 till 5,
Yeah,
non-stop.
So, obviously the end is adjustable. I think it's about right there at the minute. So you want to do a pass, maybe like 3 or 4 tiles, and then go back up and rinse before you pull this back down, just so you're not doing extra movements. When you're adjusting this, don't adjust from top to bottom, adjust the lowest one first. And then the one thing I've noticed is as soon as you come off the trigger, it drops, and you're gonna like smash it against the tile, so you just gotta be careful of that. When you initially pull the trigger, it's gonna want to flip up in the air, so just be careful. Could be trapped up here.
God, that wind is insane.
You'll get a feel for it. You'll get a feel for it. Yeah, that's quite an annoying bit, that is. Yeah.
That wet jet has 15-degree nozzles. You wouldn't be using that on a roof. Where did I just see that comment? That comment's gone. Is 15 degrees not good on a roof then? I think it wasn't quite enough to get the moss off. I used it again a bit later on the front, and it was cleaning the tiles nicely, but it wasn't getting the moss off. Sorry, have to Domino's $6.99 tonight. $6.99? That seems cheap for a Domino's. Or am I missing something?
There it goes. Nice.
Steve, welcome.
I don't want to speak too soon, but everything is going to plan.
Been quoting and arranging meetings with potential clients. Nice, well done. Productive day then. How large was the roof in square meters? Should we have a look? It's hard to say because it's a pitched roof, and the angle was pretty steep, to be fair. What do people normally add on for a pitched for the pitch? Oh, you're gonna have to give me a minute, guys. I'm desperate for a wee. Just give me a second. Just give me a sec.
You on there. You over here. Oh, it goes that way. Oh, this is a perfect width, really.
How quick was that? Fastest weir in the West.
That's ideal, that is. Probably don't want that at the bottom of a ladder, really, but
If things start to lag or slow
it's
down,
always good to add more obstacles around the work area.
it's because I'm on
Top
Google
tip,
Earth.
Smelty's top tips. Let's get this one. I mean, not so important around here because it's just bricks and it can be rinsed quite easily, but around the front where there's stones and stuff over here, to try and pick out all the moss from these stones and stuff is going to be a nightmare. So this is where the tarp is going to be really helpful.
So 90 square meters without the pitch. I think people normally do 1.4. 90 to not length. 90 times 1.4. 126 square meters. I think this was actually quite a steep roof, to be honest. So it could be even more than that. And I mean, even a normal pressure washing job, you know, 120 to 150 square meters, that's a big job really on a normal day. I mean, look at the pitch on that. So imagine you squashing that out and how much surface area that actually is. And bungalows notoriously are much bigger roofs than standard properties because you're fitting all the same bedrooms and bathrooms and everything. You're fitting it all on one floor, and so the square footage of the actual property is generally much bigger, like the footprint of the property. That's more than 2 meter pitch. What would you add to that? So if we're going for 90 square meters from above, if you were to lay that flat, what sort of percentage would you add onto that? It could even be like 1.5. Yeah. Fastest weir in the West, my missus is sat laughing. Stupid, isn't it? So this is, what's this? This is the time lapse of the back bit once we'd got them first 2 bits complete. And my battery was low on my camera and I didn't want to just use it all, and so I didn't do everything on this bit. I just sort of stopped filming. This music's pretty chill. So even this, I mean, look at the distance on there. There's a whole patio underneath us, and then we're up on a ledge. I don't know if you can see that from there. So we're stood up here on this ledge. So that even that's a bit of a distance, really. The next bit, I didn't really want to get it on camera, but at the same time, it was, for us, it was the best way to effectively clean the roof without the use of a tower, and I didn't want to do it from a ladder. And so what I ended up doing was standing on these pillars on the right. We put the ladder up, stood on the pillar, and Zach was controlling the hoses, making sure I had enough length on the hoses if I needed to. I felt very, very safe. It was windy, but I had stuff underneath me that if I did happen to trip or whatever, I weren't going to go far, if you know what I mean. So it looked a bit dodgy, but I felt perfectly safe.
Bit sketchy here, isn't it? Yeah. Nah, it's actually fine. Yeah.
I can appreciate how, I mean, there was a neighbour behind on the other side of the fence looking out of her window at me, and I can see how this looked a little bit dodgy. But like I say, you know, I felt perfectly safe, so it's fine. I had half a tank of fuel when I left for this job. I thought, am I going to need to fill up before I go to this? I thought, no, I'll be fine. I'll be all right. And I was nervous about it all day, and it was really winding me up because I couldn't stop thinking about the fuel. I thought it's going to cut out any second. It's going to cut out any second. I've got no good way of measuring the fuel other than taking the cap off, putting the torch from my phone inside the fuel tank, and seeing where the line is on the side of the fuel tank, because that's the gauge on the side like doesn't work, or it's flipped upside down or something. I don't know what's happened, but that's the only good way I've got of measuring my fuel at the minute. And we finished the roof. I was literally rinsing down the roof, got to the last bit, rinsed down the very last bit, and as I let go of the trigger, the machine went do 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 do, and it died. There was no fuel left. I was like, that couldn't have been better timing. It could have been better timing because we still had to sort of rinse the gutters and the windows and stuff down, but we finished the roof clean, and like it meant that I had to partially pack up, drive to Tesco's and get some fuel, while Zach sort of packed up a few bits and had a little sweep and stuff. But note to self, on the next roof clean, if there is one, make sure you got a full tank of fuel, because I was stressing about it all day and it was needless. It was so pointless. I should have just gone in the morning and got and topped up. I was just focused on starting early, getting a good shift in. My tripod fell over again. So this was the front. This is where we could have done with a tower, because the reach required to get right to the top of that roof was pretty insane. And this is where it sort of killed me a little bit. The rest of it was okay. It was manageable, and we were sort of getting through it. But having to do this from the ground finished me off. And because it was the last bit to do for the day as well. This is where we was trying out the surface cleaner. And I was testing it, and it was like, yes, it's changing the colour of the tiles, and you can see it's looking better. But it's not cleaning the moss from between the cracks, and so I didn't really want to use it again. One thing it was good for was drawing the line down the centre, because doing this bottom bit, it weren't so bad. It weren't perfect, but my line weren't so bad. As I got further up and more extended, trying to draw a straight line down between the houses was impossible. With the wind as well, I don't know if the wind contributed. I think the wind could have been the majority of the issues that we were having on the day. But you can see the trees in the background, like the wind was insane. This is where I sort of tried it off the ladder, and I was like, nope, not doing that again. You can see how long I was up there for. I thought Zach was like, do you want to just get up there and just have a go from the ladder and just see if it's any easier? Because you'd only have to extend it twice then. I was like, yeah, give it a go. Tried it for about 30 seconds. I was like, no, every time I pull this trigger, it throws you back. Look at the reach, man. Look at the extension. Yeah, this bit was where it really took its toll on me. I'm going to catch up with your messages. I'm very sorry. I find that wet jet amazing at cutting through the dirt, but probably too powerful for a roof. See, I don't think it was powerful enough for the roof, to be honest. I wouldn't use 015s on a roof, to be fair. I don't think it was 015s, was it? It was 15 degree fan jets. I don't know what the orifice size is, but I think they're 15 degree. I think this is where my camera ran out. I ended up filming with my phone afterwards. Took some great pictures. Zach sent me some pictures afterwards as well. Let's have a look. WhatsApp. Oh dearie, 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 dearie. I can't focus. I'm tired. Not the hardest thing I've ever done, but an incredibly hard day, to say the least. I think, do any of you guys, would you have budgeted more than a day for that? I know it looks like quite a small area because it's just like a little bungalow, but Zach texted me and said, I'm sunburnt. In January. To be fair, that was when I was just sort of rinsing down afterwards. That's after we'd finished, I was just rinsing. Look at him. Look at it. Oh, you can't see. What a cheeky chappy. First roof clean, guys. He took some other good pictures. Look at these. These are good pickies. Look at that extender. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? That's not even at the top. I think Zach was quite proud of this picture. He come up behind me, he whispered in my ear, he was like, I've just took the best picture. He was like, van, advertising, power pole. What did he say? He said, you've got your arms out. You're extended. You can really see the difference in the tiles. It was so funny. As long as the tiles are still in place, you shouldn't get any more water ingress. Yeah, I mean, nothing slipped. There was a bit of mortar that dropped, but she already knew that the mortar was fragile in that area anyway because it was already coming down. The pitch is more of a concern when scraping. Neil, are you saying when it's steeper, it's more difficult to scrape? Or is it when it's more shallow that it's more difficult? What's the hardest part about roof cleaning? Overextension and the tidy up. Overextending yourself. Less control. If it's windy, it's crazy. Vibrations on your wrist and in your elbow and your shoulder. and then the cleanup afterwards. It's such a dirty job. You can't underestimate how much cleanup there is after you've finished, especially when it's a very, very mossy roof. Like this one weren't so bad compared to some of the roofs I've seen in the past. For anyone else that does roof cleaning, what do you think is the worst part of the job? Because I'm quite keen to... Maybe there's something I didn't experience on this one that I might experience on the next one. Having not like worked from a tower or having not, it's not a 2-story building. You do a grand job. Don't let this one out you off. Thank you, mate. It's a reality check as to how much whether I'm cut out for this. I think having Zach with me, Zach's a grafter. He's very encouraging. He's very inspiring. and he's sort of got my back. Like every time he can see I'm like getting tired, he's like, "You're smashing it, carry on," sort of thing. And is there anything I can do? Like he's always behind me saying, do you want to swap over? Like, is there anything you need me to do? Sort of thing. He's the perfect person to be doing this with me at the moment. And we're sort of discovering new things together, which is fun. Sorry guys, I'm just opening another beer. I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, it's a reality check. It's very hard work, and I don't know how some people do it. It's not for everyone. And I think Zach also realized, I can't remember exactly what he was saying to me, but along the way he was saying, I don't know how you're doing it at that height. Like, because he tried a few times at height and he was like, I literally just can't do it. I don't know how you're doing it. And he kept checking in on me like, are you all right? Are you all right? I think for some people it would, like, obviously I'm used to pressure washing, 3 or 4 times a week, and Zach isn't. And so that could have played a factor. But what I think one piece of advice I'd say for anyone starting out is, just don't underestimate it, because it's a lot of work. Took some good pickies today. Loads of people have been like messaging me saying, what pole are you using? Oh, this is something I wanted to talk about actually. I'll talk about that in a bit. I had like literally 7 or 8 messages today from Instagram and Facebook of people saying, what pole is that? H2O called me and said, what pole are you using? Because we've got 2 roof cleans this week and your pole looks really nice. Everyone's telling me how nice my pole looks. Who was that? Evening all. Martin, welcome. Buy some convertible ladders. Is that where the top comes off? Platform function's very handy. Oh, those ones that go. It's taken a long time with the turbo. Did the flat surface cleaner not work? It weren't great. It was definitely cleaning the tiles, but it wasn't getting the moss from between them. It could have definitely been solved with bigger jets. Tripod ladders are great for bungalows, very safe. I use them for doing large hedges. You mean using one of these poles from a tripod ladder? You reckon that'd be... I don't know, that sounds sketchy to me. Quick tip is lollipop stick, dry dip it and you can see. What did you just say? Hunt's exterior cleaning. Quick tip is lollipop stick, dry dip it and you can see. Dip my lollipop stick into what? What are you talking about? Are you talking about the fuel? My fuel canister, where I can't tell how full it is. That's funny. Dip your lollipop stick. Who carries a lollipop stick around with them? Who carries a dry lollipop stick around with? We use a decent sized set of step ladders when the reach is too far. That's good to know, Tom. Thank you. To be fair, my triple ladders do this. They go like that, but I don't even know how to begin setting them up to do that, and I don't think I'd feel very safe on them. 015 nozzles, Henchman tripod ladders. I've seen these. I have seen people. Jeez, 750 quid for a set of ladders that don't even go that high. That's a lot of money for some ladders. That's pretty high, to be fair. Would I feel safe on that with a power pole in my hand? Is that what we're calling them? Power poles? That's what GVS calls theirs. Mine is officially a power pole. A super extendo. 35 footer. I don't know if I'd feel safe on that. That is a well trimmed bush. Perfect cylinder. Yeah, I don't know about that, mate. I did a story today. There's our boy. Quick question. When you do a quote and your customers accept, do you get a deposit off them and some sort of contract or written agreement? No. No, I don't. I mean, I've been doing this for over 2 years now, and it's something I probably should do. I'm quite good at setting people's expectations early and tell them, you know, we're going to leave the waste with you. It's a messy job, but I'll rinse everything down afterwards, so don't panic when we're halfway through and your windows are plastered. We'll come back on a dry day to sort of resand your drive and stuff. So we're setting expectations early. There's my pole, look how happy he is. And I've never taken a deposit unless I've had to buy a lot of materials for a job, like a jointing compound, for example. That's like 45 quid a tub, and if I've got to buy 4 or 5 of them on a job in Wales, I had to buy 11 tubs of jointing compound, but I don't think I took a deposit on that one. Oh no, I did, because I had to pay for a hotel room as well. I think for that one he bought all the jointing compound, and I said I'll need a partial deposit for a hotel room and petrol and travel and stuff. I've got 3 wet jets. I love them on slabs. Really? Do you know where you can change the nozzles for those wet jets? Because I've noticed the jets on those are smaller than the ones on my other surface cleaner, and they're smaller than like every other nozzle I've seen. Evening, Daniel. Welcome. How did you get on with the GVS pole? Very well. Very well indeed. I love it. I'm sold. Better than my 025 larger surface cleaner. What was the meter squared again, including the 1.5 pitch? Well, I measured it at roughly 90 square meters. So it's about 130, isn't it? 135. Could be more than 1.5, to be fair. No, it can't be. For it to be more than 1.5, it would have to be more than 45 degrees steep. And I doubt it's more than 45 degrees. Is that right? Is that Pythagoras? Because if it is, I never met him, so I have no idea. Jake, you look shattered. Thanks, mate. Cheers, Craig. Take it the roof clean, did you in? It definitely did. Do I look shattered? I don't think I look that bad. I've just got out the shower, I'll have you know. Still can't feel this hand. It's tingling. My whole hand is tingling. I'd have booked the next 2 days off for that. I was going to ask, like, is this a regular thing? Do people book roof cleans one after the other? Because I couldn't do that 2 days in a row. There's no chance. I need a couple of days to recover after that. And also, is that a big roof? Is that a big roof for a 1-day job? It doesn't look big from the front. No, it's not. People are going to tell me I'm being a wuss on this one because it's not a big roof, is it? Kind of is though. It's like it's a big surface area, and I don't know what's good. I don't know what's good going. It definitely felt slow with the turbo nozzle, but it felt much more thorough with the turbo nozzle, and I'm all about thorough. No good going quick if you're doing a crap job. I take my hat off to you, sir. You're doing a good job and learning on your journey. Thank you. You're doing the job and learning on your journey. Thank you, mate, Neil. I'm definitely learning. It's very difficult. It's difficult to know when to dip your toes in and what to dip your toes into. You know what I mean? Try a surface cleaner next time. Machine Mart did the VTUF 12-inch one for 359 quid. See, that feels bonkers to me to spend. I'm not buying anything from VTUF because they're just overpriced anyway. But they have a £200 product. They stick that. Tell you what, actually, their buffer tank is a £90 product. And they slap a £400 sticker on it, and I can't believe they get away with it. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to get a sponsorship deal from VTUF anytime soon, but I can't justify spending 360 quid on a little surface cleaner. I don't even think you can top up the grease in the bearings, so once it's dead, it's dead. I might be wrong. It's more to scrape, Jake. 1.5 pitch. Timing a roof clean. Hang on, I've missed it. I've missed so many messages, I'm sorry. Timing a roof clean is very difficult when starting out. I think that's the main issue. Timing? How do you mean? You mean, can you expand on that, Craig? Something of that size, probably a day and a half. My guys work 8 till 4, including loading the van and travelling time. So we only get about 4 or 5 hours on site. Long days to get a job done are out of the question. So I think I'd have been more comfortable at that if I'd have told myself, okay, we're going to get this done in a day and a half. I'd have been much more comfortable, I think. Because it's not only completing the roof clean, that's just the start of it. Once you've done the roof clean, you've then got to vacuum out all the gutters, wash down all the fascias and soffits, and the windows, and the drive, and whatever else you've splashed muck on, like the bins and the shed and whatever. And then you've got to pack up all your dirty equipment and get rid of all the waste. Like, it's... If you get caught out on any of those aspects and you forget that this stuff takes time, you're going to be... I mean, it got dark by the time we left. It was 5 o'clock when we left, and we were losing the light very quickly. I've done one wash, but I think I prefer scraping. The cleanup is so easy. I've done probably 6 or 7 scrapes now. But you just don't get the instant results that you get with pressure washing, unfortunately. That was exactly the same as when I worked with my brother. Good thing was he's 20 years younger than me. Nice. Is that the sister company to OnlyFans Only Polls? potentially. I got 6 and yours looks a bit more stable. I got 6. Carl, what are we talking about? I've got 6 and yours looks a bit more stable. I've got 6. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm reading the chat, right? Your messages are coming through pretty instantly. So I see your message straight away. But I'm up here. I'm like reading from top to bottom. I'm trying not to miss anyone's messages. So by the time I get to it, it's like probably like 4 or 5 minutes after you actually posted the message. I'm sorry. £399 for an 8-foot tripod. Oh, did I look at the wrong website? You want to see more roof cleans from me, really? Don't know about that, mate. Rutland pumps do 2 different thread size nozzles. Really? I didn't know that. So they do the smaller ones as well. They do sandblasted nozzles. So it's these. The 1/4-inch BSP is the standard size, isn't it, for like surface cleaners and bits and bobs. So what's the next one down from that? Quarter-inch BSP, 1/4-inch BSP, 1/8-inch BSP jet 15-degree nozzle. This is it. This is what I've got in my little mini surface cleaner. They could have took a focused photo, couldn't they? So it's a 15-degree fan jet, but I don't know what the orifice size is. Neil, do you reckon it's 015? I'm gonna get the box. Bear with me a sec. Got the box downstairs. I can't with it very well. Don't look at my address. Two 15-degree spray patterns. 4,000 psi max. 4 gallon per minute max. How much is 4 gallons per minute in litres? 15 litres per minute max. Okay. Well, I was using it on a 30 litre per minute machine. Obviously I had the revs turned down. It just says 2 15-degree spray pattern. 2 15-degree nozzles. Thanks for letting me know about that, Dave, because I might have to change the little jetties out on that. I don't know where to get the jets from. I have 3. I got 2 for 76 quid in a deal, so jumped to it. Yeah, I think this one was 60 quid delivered prime next day on a Sunday as well. I was feeding the baby at the time. I knew what I meant. Sorry, mate. They are really small, I agree, but it's a really good bit of kit. Me and Steve got our roof cleaned tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, and then one next Thursday and Friday. Have you got different roof cleans, or you've got one roof clean that's going to take you Tuesday, Thursday, Friday? Is that spread out across 3 days, or have you just got the one? Or have you got multiple? Tree surgeons use those ladders. Try plastering a 5 by 7 meter ceiling in one go. That messes your hands and shoulders up. Yeah, I don't know how plasterers do that. Looking up all day, constantly doing that. No thanks. My machine is VTUF. I mean, there's a couple of VTUF petrol, pressure washers that look good. There's no denying that their products are very high quality. I just don't know if they justify the price. Also, try a twin turbo, spread the pressure. Not a bad idea for roof cleaning. The only thing with that is you're adding weight on the end of your pole. Don't know if that's a good idea. Doesn't say what jet size they are. Oh, 030s. Dual roof turbojet twin 030 MTM nozzle. That would make like 060 altogether. Ideal for a 21 litre per minute machine. Yeah, that could work. Obviously be using a little bit more water. That was an issue actually. Going slightly too fast, you don't get all the little white litching spots up. So that could be resolved with a twin turbo potentially. We'll take some footage of our surface cleaner tomorrow. I'd be interested to see how good yours works. Definitely. The other thing with the surface cleaner, I couldn't like move it up the tiles. I could move it down nicely, but every time I tried to move it up, it got caught on the tile above, and so that made it difficult. He means how long it takes. The one we have this week is a large roof, garage roof, and all paving. Roof needs scrape in areas first. 3 days booked. Okay. Yeah, I suppose I'm used to things just not taking more than a day. Like I'm used to things taking half a day, and being home by 2 o'clock, and so just the stamina involved in cleaning a roof and then working longer than I normally work while maintaining that stamina all day is like, yeah, that was new for me. That was a long day, to be fair. We didn't stop. I mean, we did 15 minutes for lunch. Zach ordered us some food. He got a salad ordered. He had his jacket potato, obviously. And so we stopped for 15 minutes to eat that. And then I said, you know what we could have done here? You could have ate yours first while I carried on. Because I only had a salad, we could have swapped over once you'd finished, and we wouldn't have had to stop together. But like, you kind of want to enjoy your day at the same time. You don't want to just be like, what are we doing this for? Are we doing it just to make money? Because Zach's going and he's leaving on Sunday. It's like it's also been nice spending time with him. So I have quoted 2 single level park homes. I hope I get them done in 2 days each. What's a park home? Is that like a caravan house, like a caravan home? They look. I'd be quite keen to get onto a caravan site or like a holiday home site. Seems to be like a lot of decent, gutters and roof cleaning. There's always foliage around because they're always like in nice country style areas. The roofs are always filthy and the gutters are always full. So it'd be quite. I reckon if you get one, you'd get loads on a park home site like that. Everyone talks. Everyone's sort of old, and they all check in on each other. And we did a drive in Oldbury. The video I put out today. We did it. The first drive we did there was for Olsenam, the estate agents. We've got like we are one of their like approved contractors now, approved service providers for pressure washing. So they get in touch with us if they need pressure washing work doing, which is cool. So we did a drive for them in Oldbury, and off the back of that one job, we did the one over the road, and then based off of that one, we went and quoted another 3 on that road. It's crazy how stuff works. It's crazy how people see you do a good job, or they drive past and they're like, "Oh, that looks good," sort of thing. And word of mouth and stuff as well. Like the amount of gutter cleans I've done recently because someone said, "Oh, my niece recommended you, or my daughter recommended you after you did her gutters." You've got to like trust the process. Just do a good job. Make sure the customer's happy, and trust the process, because it's. I think I've probably won more work through repeat customers and recommendations than I have like converting like new customers, if that makes sense. I think it's easy to look at a roof and say it's a one-day job. If you're due to cleaning driveways, if you're used to cleaning driveways, you can lead false confidence and think it takes the same time to do 100 square meters on a drive as a roof. That's a very good point. Yeah, 100 square meters on a driveway is very different to 100 square meters on a roof. Totally agreed. Like, look at how awkward this is. You can imagine if you were stood above this and everything was flat, I'd have had this section done in minutes. I could have literally done the same square meterage in half a day if it was like a flat ground surface. I 100% prefer pressure washing over scraping. I've done a few scrapes and it's not particularly fun, and the results, I mean, they're fine. They're exactly what you tell the customer they're going to be, but they're not exactly impressive, are they, when you're scraping a roof? That looks very dangerous on that roof. Be careful. On this one here, that was actually fine. I felt very safe up there. Other than getting on and off the ladder, I felt fine on that bit. Sorry, there are 15-degree jets too much for a roof. You reckon? I'll keep that in mind. Craig and Andy. No, not Andy. Steve, sorry. Craig and Steve. Do you know what size jets are in your surface cleaner that you're using on the roof? One big one this week and then smaller one next week, so 2 in total. Nice. I agree. Overpriced their product, VTuff. We bought it going in blind. I'm now well aware of what's good and isn't for the price for future purchases. You live and you learn. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt you've got a quality machine though, and it'll probably be incredibly reliable. I'm desperate for another wee. You know, on this job today, I went to the toilet 4 times. Go for the twin, you reckon? I'm not doing enough roof cleans to be able to think about investing in foot pedals and twin turbo nozzles and stuff. It wouldn't be worth it for me at the moment. If you want, mate, you can jump on a day with me whenever you want. I'll show you some tricks to make the job easy for you. Easy. Twin turbo only. Connor, you reckon this is an easy job? I'm very curious as to what your process is. If I had a tower today, this job would have been much more enjoyable, for sure. Thanks for the offer, Connor. I'll keep that in mind. Surely a surface cleaner and a turbo needs the correct orifice for your machine. I have seen charts for pressure washer versus flow. For pressure versus flow, yeah, Ched, I mean, when you've got a larger machine, you're able to turn everything down. So you can turn the revs right down to idle, and you can turn the unloader valve right down as well. And so you can sort of adjust it to match. Whereas when you've got an underpowered machine and you're trying to run a surface cleaner, for example, with jets that are too large, it's just, you're not even going to spin it properly. Like it can work the other way around because you can always turn things down, but when you're underpowered, you can't turn things up. So that's when it really counts. The orifice size definitely comes into it. It plays a massive part in how much water you're putting down, and in turn how much PSI. I mean, the smaller the orifice, let's say you're running at a base, say 15 litres per minute, 200 bar, which is pretty high, and you've got a certain orifice size that is perfect for that. As soon as you reduce that orifice in the jet, you're running a lot higher pressure through it, and you're trying to push the same amount of water unless you're adjusting your revs. Whereas if you open up the orifice in the jet and put a bigger one in, you're running less pressure but the same water flow. If anyone's interested, there is a nozzle chart. So you can match it up to your machine to make sure you're buying the right size nozzles. This is the one I use. Oh, it's on the Equip to Clean website. So my machine at the moment is 200 bar, and then I'll go down to around about 30 litres per minute, so between 28 and 31. I need around about an 090, which is quite a big orifice, quite a big nozzle. When I compare that to my old machine, which was 200 bar, 15 litres per minute, around about here, I only needed an 045. So I'm virtually running double now. But it's very rare that I actually need double the flow. So I'm rarely running at 30 litres per minute. I can maintain the 200 bar with the unloader valve, but drop the revs down to make it so that I'm only running around about 15-20 litres per minute. So I can actually get away with running the same size turbo nozzle most of the time. Unless I'm on a big job and I want to go full power, I stick my 080 turbo nozzle on. My heavy duty turbo nozzle, one of these. 080, because it was the biggest one they did. And that will give me almost full water flow and the 200 bar that I'm after. And you know, I can absolutely blast through block paving with this Whereas if I want to use less water but the same pressure, I just put my smaller turbo nozzle on, turn the revs and the unloader down, and it ends up being about the same as like a smaller machine. I love the end results, like you say. It's not just the money. I mean, it's not the money at all for me, really. I did this job purely for the experience. I booked it in without having this equipment, and I know the business is sort of going in this direction, and I was just curious to see if it's something I could do. And so I booked this cheap roof cleaning because I knew it's an existing customer who trusts me, and she wanted her gutters cleaning anyway, and she wanted a price for the roof clean. And I priced it cheap just to secure the work, thinking this is good access, it's a bungalow, it's a low roof, quite a low barrier to entry for like a roof clean. It's like an ideal job. And once she says yes, great, I'll book you in. I've ordered the pole. The pole's arrived in 2 days. I've set it up. I've tested it on my drive. Everything's going smoothly. And it's just something I wanted to try. Experience alone, if I wasn't being paid for this job, the experience alone is worth a fortune. The amount that I've learned today, outweighs the money. And you know, again, just enjoying the process, enjoying the results, taking loads of pictures, being able to upload it to my Facebook and looking back on it at a later date and saying like, I did this. This is spending time with my brother before he goes to Australia and stuff. Like, it's been a great day. It's been awesome. Your shoulders will be hurting because you're cleaning the roof from the ground. A scaffold tower helps as you're at a better angle for the roof, especially when you're using a surface cleaner. A twin turbo is a good idea. Thanks, Simon. Definitely agree. A tower would have been very helpful. Yeah. Twin turbo with a protection sleeve on them so you don't damage the tile if you drop the trigger. That's a good idea. What's a protection sleeve? Where do you mean a protection sleeve as in the ones that normally come on the turbo, like this red thing here? Because my blue one that that should be on this one slipped off. So you reckon with that rubber sleeve on, yeah, you've got less chance if you do drop it, you've got less chance of it breaking through the tile. True. I won't be going up ladders like you. I only if I'd knocked the end cap off. I read on the gutter cleaning page a guy fell from ladders. Yeah, there's lots of people that fall off ladders. I think there was a survey done. Someone said this to me the other day. There was a survey done for like nurses in A&E and stuff, and they said what is the most common injury, and it's always life-changing injuries from people that have fallen off ladders onto their head, and you know, paralyzed, brain damage. It's always ladders. And they said like, what's the worst job sort of thing, and it's having to use ladders. I can't remember what that was on. I think it was a reality show or something. They mentioned it. Can't remember. So I traditional window clean from ladders, and I could have sworn the ladders were moving, but they weren't. Oh, I've had that a couple of times when your head starts to get a bit weird. Has everyone seen that PWS has started posting on his YouTube channel? Got to go, feeling rough, think I've got COVID again. Oh no, Dave. Have a good week all. Thanks for popping in, Dave. Yeah, another thing I was going to mention is Pro Grip. I've been sent some bits from Pro Grip, and I want to just mention them for a second. So I got this package the other day. Come with all sorts of goodies in. And if anyone's after like a storage solution for your poles, your water-fed poles and stuff, these are lance holders. They're 3D printed. The chap's just started his business. Well, I think he's been cleaning for a while, but he was looking for something like this and he couldn't find a good one. So he printed them himself. And so you obviously just bolt them up inside your van. And the fitment on these particular ones are lance holders. And they pop into place. And you can see on his Facebook page, see a couple of videos of him sort of doing it. And you can just hear the click. And they click right into place. Super secure. Don't move around anywhere. Sorry, I'm out of breath now. So that's what they look like. Very good fit. And then also, he asked me what size are your gutter poles. I said, well, they're the ones from GVS, 51mm. So he's printed me some 51mm mounts for my gutter poles, which is, Zach was telling me the other day, he's like, you shouldn't be carrying this bag around with you with 10 poles in it. It's unnecessary. It's just taking up too much room in your van. You need to mount them somewhere. And then literally 2 days later, these arrive in the post. And the satisfying click. I just want to say, this guy has gone from... We had a chat just over a month ago, maybe. And I can't remember what our first conversation was. But I think he'd mentioned what he was doing, or I saw one of his posts or something. And I said, like, great idea. Keep going with it, sort of thing. And he's gone from an idea to designing a product that works, which is a massive step. Creating it, taking sales and shipping them to customers. And he's got so many customers already because everyone on Facebook, on the pressure washing pages, are talking about it. That process of having an idea, designing an appropriate product that actually works, and then being able to take payments and send a product out to someone. That process normally takes such a long time, and he's done it in weeks. And it's like they're boxed lovely. He sent a little note in the box as well. And he's already in with, I think he's already in with AC pressure washers. I've put him in touch with gutter vacuum systems for these. These are the double ones, so you can either get the single ones or the double ones. He hasn't advertised these yet. These are just for me at the moment. And then there's also these where you can, you know, your nozzles on the end of your gutter vacuum. You can mount your nozzles in these, and then it's got a shelf underneath it to stop them like sliding out the bottom. I don't think they would slide out the bottom, but if they did, this is there to sort of butt them up against. I just think it's great, and I think everyone... These are the sort of businesses that I want to support, is someone finding a need, creating a product that fulfills the need, a good product, a very good product. And he's got his Facebook page up, he's got a website. This isn't sponsored. I'm just impressed with this guy and how quickly he's done this. Look, the website, you can add things to your cart and you can purchase from him already. And 3D printing takes such a long time. And he sent loads of these out to me. God knows how long that must have taken to print all that and to send them out to me. And I didn't even ask for him. And he's just done it for free for no reason. Just other than... Yeah, I'm just very impressed. So if anyone needs... a mounting solution for their poles, he does gardener poles, the over 8 poles. You could message him and tell him the size of your whatever you need to mount, and he'd have no problem sorting that out. So yeah, very cool. Thought I'd give him a little shout out because it's just impressive, I think. Can we ask how much did you charge for the roof clean? You can. And I'm not embarrassed to say I underpriced it on purpose because I wanted to do it. I was keen to do it. It's my first one. I charged... I need to double check. £595, including clearing out the gutters and a post-biocide treatment. Now, considering I didn't have to rent a tower, and this was just a day of me trying to get some experience, I think £595 is very fair. I only used fuel. And that pole is going to pay for itself in 1 or 2 jobs. So I'm very happy with that. Are you off, Mishi?
I am.
Alright then. Is it McFlurry Mondays or... What do you mean?
I ain't got no money.
Well, let me send you some. Because I forgot to earlier for the dog food, didn't I? How much do I owe you?
40 for the dog food.
How much for the McFlurries?
About £6.
6?
Yeah, that's what I pay every time.
£6 for a McFlurry?
£5 something every time. Obviously, it's 2 McFlurries and an apple pie.
That's including the apple pie?
Yeah.
How much? £46 altogether. Are you going to come home with the goods?
I will.
Alright.
And if I don't, I'll send you the money back. That's £6. 6 squalor.
It's a lot of money, that is.
I know, that's why I don't have it.
I'm looking forward to it. You happy?
Yeah.
How many lengths are you going to do? How many kilometres are you going to do?
No, we're like going to do 10 100s, we think. Fast.
10 100s.
So obviously with warm up and swim down and stuff.
What's a 100? 100 metres?
Yeah. 10 legs, are you saying then?
10 100 metres
Yeah.
is a kilometre. You normally do way more than that. You did 3 kilometres last time.
Yeah, but that was steady, wasn't it? It's different when you do faster paces and stuff.
Oh, this is more like a sprint than a...
Well, it's just working hard, like the whole 100 metres.
And chatting, because
Okay,
she weren't with you last time, was you? And
no, and Pip wasn't.
Is Pip there tonight?
Pip's going tonight.
Oh, no way. Let me know how she gets on. Go easy on her.
She's not... I don't think she'll do what we do.
I don't think she's got swimmer's shoulders like you have. I've got pressure washer's elbow. Today.
Don't take my joke.
What?
My joke. When I used to sit on the tills, I said I've got scanner elbow.
Scanner's wrist.
Scanner. See you in a bit.
Love you.
Love you.
Does anyone think I've massively underpriced this roof, or is it like about right? It's harder than other services, but it's not hard once you're used to it. Yes, true. You know, Zach was trying to tell me the other day that pressure washing isn't a labour-intensive job. No, what was the conversation? Was it physically demanding or labour-intensive? I can't remember. But I was like, yes, it is. You're on your feet all day. You're lifting stuff, moving stuff around. What's not labour-intensive about that? He's like, it's not like you're a bricklayer. It's not like you're lifting stuff. And then he said, It's like, I wouldn't say working at Tesco's is a labour intensive job. And I was like, well, if you're walking around the shop all day, stacking shelves and stuff, lifting things, I'd say that is labour intensive. I'd say a job that isn't labour intensive is like an office job. Mentally demanding, not necessarily physically. And he wouldn't have it. He wouldn't have it. Thanks for the info. Great help, brother. And I have just started up exterior cleaning company. Videos have been great. Galaxy Bizzle. Thank you so much for the nice feedback. And I haven't seen your name in the chat before, so welcome to the live stream. Late to the video, Jake. Late to the video this evening. Well done for doing these, Jake, and well done everyone else for pitching in ideas and hints. Grateful new starter here. Mac, thank you so much. Thank you for watching the videos. I've got a very nice, I don't know how this has happened, but a community of people that regularly watch my videos, regularly get involved and post in the comments. They've joined my Discord community and they're helping me out on a daily basis. They're helping each other out. And then I hit live on the live stream and immediately there's 20 or 30 people just literally within 30 seconds of me going live, there's 20 or 30 people in the chat, which just feels very insane. And I'm very grateful for everyone. So if I'm helping you guys or some of you guys and you're getting some sort of benefit, then we've got the best of both worlds here, haven't we? Because I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And you guys are supporting me as well. Just the views and the comments and the likes, not to mention the financial support that some of you are giving me as well, I'm incredibly grateful. Now that you've done a video and posted this, you'll get loads of roof cleaning inquiries. There are far fewer people doing it than pressure washing driveways. You reckon I'll get roof cleaning inquiries through YouTube? It was crazy today. I had a bunch of people messaging me after I posted one picture or one story of my new pole in action. I had so many messages from people saying, where have you got that pole from? People I've never spoke to before saying, what pole you got, mate? Where can I buy that pole? I'm after a new pole. Your pole looks lovely. Where can I get one? Can I have a go on your pole? They say. Got to be careful who you're talking to on the internet these days. No, it's like rubber tube. Hunts, what are you talking about? He keeps dipping in with these comments with no context. It's like rubber tube. What's like a rubber tube? What was your last comment? The twin turbo protective sleeve. Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. It's a rubber tube. Have you got a link? You won't be able to post a link because you don't have the authorization. Turbo nozzle. What did you call it? You called it a protective sleeve. Do you mean one of these? The nozzle protector? Because I've never seen one of those on a turbo nozzle before. I'm intrigued now. You've got me wondering. Working on new things and ideas as well. All in cleaning solutions. Is that you? Is that you? Is that ProGrip in the chat? McFlurry's again, obviously. It's Monday. Get the rubber hose that fits over the turbos with the flange at the bottom so it still gets the spread of the jets. And you can change them. Can you change the music, please? My missus thinks I've got porn on. Dear. This music with my seductive voice in the background, talking about extendo poles, high pressure. I can't think of any more puns. Big long poles. Jake, just had a thought. You just got unlucky on that roof with all the valleys. Try the next few without valleys to get the confidence going. Neil, you are so supportive. You're trying to... I can see you trying to give me a little boost, and I really appreciate it. 600 quid for a day's work, bungalow, I'd be happy with that. You think that's alright? Good. I missed that. How much was the roof? I was having a piss. 600, well, 595, including the gutters and the biocide. I mean, you got to do the gutters anyways, but it's like a nice little upsell. I feel like with a roof. I did a quote the other day. Driveway, gutters, roof. And I said, because you got to be careful with this sometimes, I said, if you have all three done on the same day or at the same time, we'll do the gutters for free because they are part of the roof cleaning process. Because what I don't want to do is quote for driveway, gutters and roof, and they say, I'll just have the gutters done, please. And it's like a way cheaper price because you thought you were going to include it in the roof clean, but they've been like, oh no, I'll just get the gutters done for now. So it's good to like price everything at the standard rate, and then afterwards say, if you decide to go for all the work, I'll do this bit for free, sort of thing. Because some people want to book in now for this, and then later on at the end of March for this, and it's like, well, that's 2 journeys for me now. And it's like setting up twice and breaking down twice, and it's like I could just do it all in one day, it'd be much easier. And the travel and, you know, fuel. So it's good to set expectations, be nice and clear. All-in-one cleaning solutions. Have you got anything new that you're working on at the minute? I've seen the over poles, and I believe they fit the gardener poles as well. You know my 22-foot CLX gardener pole? Is that base pole going to be the same as other gardener poles, or have I got like a specific size base pole because I've only got 22 foot? Or are all the gardener base poles the same size? Do you know what I mean? Is that a stupid question? Because it felt, I think this gutter vacuum systems pole is potentially bigger than my gardener pole, like thicker than my gardener pole, but they can't be too thick because then you won't be able to hold it very well. So there must be a limit. If you had a scaffold on the job, I would have just added that on the price. Yep, very true. Always charge for your scaffold rental, your tower rental. You don't want to get caught out with stuff like that, because at the end of the day, the customer pays for that sort of stuff. There's no reason why you should be paying out of your pocket and out of your wages because the customer's property is difficult to access. You know what I mean? That's not your fault. My brother keeps saying to me, like, oh, I say, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do this. He's like, have you charged the customer for that? He's like, charge them for everything. He used to work at a haulage company. And he's like, look, if the job's difficult, charge the customer because it's difficult. If you need an extra piece of equipment, or you need to go and rent something, or you need to make 2 journeys because you haven't got enough, you know, if you need to get an extra person on it and stuff, charge the customer for everything, because if you're not, you're just losing money. And there's no point in doing the job if you're going to lose money. 7 sections in matte finish. So this is the pole that I've got. 5'9" collapsed. 1 pole adapter, 22mm outside diameter. So that's the bit on the end. That's the blue bit. So all this comes with it. And what I liked about this one is you see all those fittings in the bottom left. All these fittings down here. They'll fit any machine. And it's cool that they come with. The only thing it didn't come with, which I'd have liked, is a bit of PTFE tape. I don't know if you need PTFE tape on these because they've got these washers, but I put PTFE tape on everything just in case I get a little water leak, because little minor water leaks are terrible for your machine. It'll keep chasing and the engine will keep, I think it's called chasing, when it's constantly like, even when you're off the trigger, it's like, because it's trying to keep up with that little leak that's coming out the end. It doesn't tell me how wide the base pole is. Hello, you keeping busy? Darren, I am. To be honest, I've only got 2 more jobs booked in for Wednesday, just 2 more gutter jobs. I've had a bunch of quotes come in today. I've got nothing else booked in, but I'm not worried because I need a bit of a break after today, to be honest. No, things are going very smoothly at the minute. So smoothly, in fact, that I have the opportunity to try new things like roof cleaning. Is there any more footage I can show you lot? That's from the acid wash. I've got some footage on the camera from a big driveway we did the other day that took way too long. Has anyone had any success with using a flat surface cleaner on block paving? I tried it again the other day. After not doing it for a while, because every time I've done it, it's not fetched, you know, all the roots and stuff and the moss from between the joints. This time I went in with so much confidence because I had high flow jets on my flat surface cleaner, and they were 15 degree, so they were quite focused fan jets. There's 3 of them, 15 degree 030 jets, and there's 3 of them. And I turned the machine right up, turned the pressure right up. So I was using, I don't think I was quite at 30 litres per minute, but I was using a lot of pressure, a lot of water. But we got to this job in the morning. It had been -6 the night before. So everything was, sorry, I just spat everywhere. Everything was froze. On the way to the job, I actually went and got a bag of grit because I thought, this is a steep driveway. There's a path, there's a road, all the water's going to come down into the road and it's going to freeze. And it did instantly. It pretty much froze as soon as it went down into the road. And so luckily we took the grit with us and we were just gritting every so often. But it was so cold that all the moss between the joints was frozen solid. Even the turbo on very, very high pressure was struggling to get the moss from between the joints. And these are just like on the top, a nice bead of moss in every joint. And I couldn't even pick it out with my nail because it was frozen solid. And so my first time back with the surface cleaner, I just put these fresh jets on in the morning. I was like, this is going to do it. This is going to be such impressive results with this surface cleaner. 18-inch flat surface cleaner. And it cleaned the blocks beautifully, but it didn't get any of the moss from between the joints because it was all frozen. And so I'm just like gradually giving up on this idea of a surface cleaner on block paving. Has anyone had good results? Is there a technique? Is there something I'm doing wrong? Because you see it in all the videos. Everyone on, to be honest, I don't know how much, I don't know if it's genuine. because people I see on YouTube using surface cleaners on block paving, you generally see them using the surface cleaner going up and down, and then they go over the whole thing with the turbo nozzle. What's the point? Don't understand it. You're doing double the work. Also, we noticed after I used the surface cleaner, all the blocks were clean, but then we had to go back over the whole drive with the turbo nozzle, and we couldn't see where we'd done with the turbo nozzle because everything was clean. It was just there was weeds and moss from between the joints that we had to get out. It was much harder because the blocks weren't dirty, so you couldn't see where you'd already been. So we wasted 45 minutes with the flat surface cleaner, and it actually hampered us cleaning with the turbo nozzle. I don't know if I'm explaining that very well. Maybe none of that makes sense. I don't know. I agree with you, Neil. We are in a similar place and all learning, and I think we all like seeing you try new stuff, and we all want you to succeed and grow like we are also trying to do as well. Simon, thank you very much. I agree. I think a lot of people that tune into this stream and a lot of people that watch my videos, I think we're all in a very similar position. We're trying to do something different with our lives, a fresh start, a new venture, and we're trying to learn, trying to make a bit more money, trying to have a bit of time on our hands, trying to be our own boss, run our own businesses, and I was thinking about this the other day. The ones that don't really want that will start their business, and they'll very quickly find reasons to not be successful, or they'll give up very quickly. You see so much stuff online that's brand new. It's like new kit that they've just bought, they've used once or twice, and they're like, oh, I'm not as busy as I thought I'd be, or I didn't enjoy it as much, and so I'm selling up. And they're selling it for half the price they bought it for, and it's like, you haven't even tried. I think this sort of work separates people that really want it from the people that are just sort of playing around with the idea. If you really want this, you need to be consistent and persistent and understand that there's going to be some very rough times. Stuff isn't always going to go as you'd expect it to. It's not the sort of thing that you just find overnight success in, and it might look like, but people looking at where I've come from, sort of going from a full-time 9-to-5 job, 2 kids, mortgage, animals that I've got to look after and buy food for, and it's not easy going from like a safe and secure job to doing this sort of stuff, just trying something on the side, and then it doesn't just work. It's a lot of time and effort, and like late nights, early mornings, and it turns into I don't have hobbies anymore. Like, I don't have stuff that I just do on the side. Like, I used to play video games all the time. I've not got time for video games now, because I'm like editing, or I'm setting the van up for the next day, or I'm researching stuff, or I'm in the Discord, like responding to people, and I'm happy. Like, that's where I want to be, but priorities change, and I don't think everyone's sort of ready for that. Like, running your own business is very much a full-time. I struggle to switch off. Hi guys, this is from Andy, who's one of my Discord members. Hi guys, I had a call to quote up a gutter clean and a soffit, fascia and gutter clean as well. As you can see from the photos attached, it's quite a large bungalow. The gutters measure in at around 60 meters. The customer would also like a 12 meter squared area of a flat roof cleaned. This is to be inspected, but I assume it's just a sweep and a scrape from any moss buildup. I have also taken into consideration that the gutters are protected by the hedgehogs. Oh dear. Gutter hedgehogs make a gutter clearing job an absolute nightmare. I've explained to the customer my personal thoughts and many of my fellow colleagues' thoughts on these, but he is adamant he wants them taken out, cleaned, all clean, gutters cleaned and then put back in. Thankfully, as this is all bungalow height, it's less dangerous going up ladders, although it will be time consuming. Anybody got any past experience cleaning these? Ideas for pricing, please. I would charge double what your normal rate is for the gutters. It's one thing having to clear the gutters. It's another thing entirely having to get up to every section of gutter by hand, remove a big old messy mossy gutter hedgehog. If you don't know what we're talking about, by the way. It's these horrible things that don't work. They lock in the moss. Moss grows into them. And so, look, this is what they look like. It makes the job twice as hard. Not only have you got to consider taking these out of the gutters, cleaning the gutters and putting them back in, but it's also taking them out of the gutters, making a mess all over the floor and potentially over the windows and whatever, because the moss is just flicking everywhere. And then also, how are you gonna clean them out? I couldn't think of like a good method to clean these out, so when I did one recently, I took it onto the customer's garden and just sort of shook them out onto the grass, and there's moss falling out all over the place. I think you'd have to like even pressure wash them out to actually get them clean, but they're so crap. So it's not only, it could even triple the time it would take you ordinarily to clean these gutters. If you consider you've got to get up there, take each one out, clean it, vacuum the gutters, and then get up there again and put them back in. You've got to do that for every meter of gutters. It's a big job. It's a very big job. I would charge at least double, personally. And that's a big house as well. If there's gutter hedgehogs around the whole perimeter of that, that could potentially be a bit of a nuisance job. And this chap probably isn't going to want to pay the prices that... You've got to explain it to him, explain the process, and say there's a lot more work involved because you've got these shit hedgehogs in your gutters that don't even work. You know what you should get instead of gutter hedgehogs is downpipe filters. These things will do the job that your gutter hedgehog is supposed to do. Much cheaper, much more effective, much easier to clean the gutters afterwards. Show him this video. Show your customer this portion of the video when I end the stream. This will be uploaded as a full-length video afterwards in the live section. And just... maybe this will convince your customer to remove them entirely and never have them refitted again. It was a big marketing scam from the people that designed them. There's actually a guy on YouTube who was almost sued for not being so vocal about these. Gutter Guards. I think that's the brand, isn't it? This guy. He's quite big in the US. He's got quite a lot of subbies and stuff. But he's got a video basically slating them, and the company approached him and said, "We'll pay you this much money to take the video down." And he said, "I'm never taking the video down. Your product is crap." And then I think they tried to sue him, but I'm not sure. Andy, we're just going through it, mate. That's a very good 3D view, isn't it? The 3D maps doesn't normally look that good. When you do a soffit and fascia clean, are all the points on the above image cleaned minus the verge caps and the barge board? I clean the barge boards by default, but thinking, do I charge separate as they're so high and I get soaked? Yeah, I clean everything here apart from the dry verge caps. Don't know what a barge board is. Evening lads, hope you've all earned a few quid today. Has anyone done the Smart Seal training? My mate who owns New Shine has booked me on it. Has anyone here done it? I've not done the Smart Seal training, I've done the Pure Seal training. Thoroughly recommended. Catching up on some questions. Sorry for the delay, everyone. Watch Weir pressure washing. Weir was actually a early viewer of mine. I do watch some of his stuff, but I don't have a lot of time for YouTube, to be honest. It gets thicker with every extension. Okay, so I suppose, yeah, if you're going up to like 45-foot poles, your base pole is going to be massive, isn't it? I mean, it makes sense. I just didn't know whether there was some trickery involved. Each pole / size length is different. That's why it's taking longer for me to confirm if a holder will fit certain poles. Check the shop. Under each pole holder size, there is a table of compatibility. Oh, there are lots of other pro grips out there, you know, mainly like motocross stuff. So when you type it in on Google, it doesn't necessarily come up, but that's to be expected. It's quite a you could call anything pro grip, couldn't you? I suppose. This is a very professional website, by the way. 28mm. Oh, look at this. Gardner, Poland extension, CLX 8, 10, SLX 8. This is just, I'm very impressed. It's very thorough. It's clearly not something you've just slung together. You've put a hell of a lot of thought into this, and I appreciate when people do things properly. You've worked with what you've got with regards to a 3D printer, and you've made a cracking product there. And it bloody works. Very cool. Your pictures are good. Your prices are great. Your descriptions are good. Your website's super easy to navigate. You've got people all over Facebook recommending you. Like, seriously, congratulations on this, because you're definitely onto something. I wouldn't be surprised if all the suppliers start supplying these on your behalf. I used my flat surface cleaner today on blocks, ripped through the moss, no issue. In the right conditions, I think it'll work in good weather. Mine's 18 inch, only 2 keys. Yeah, see, I've got only 2 jets. I've got 3 jets on mine. Mine's like a triple bar. I think if I went down to 2 and just spread the pressure across 2, I'd probably have a little bit more success. I think with 3, I'm using more water and it's less effective. I've actually got a friend who's got an 18 inch whirlaway that he's offered me, well, that I've offered 90 quid for. It's brand new, literally brand new. He's used it once. So I might go and pick up that soon and have a little play with it. Anybody seen the photos I put in the Discord? I think we've just caught up with that. We use the surface cleaner on 90% of the block paving jobs we do. Surface cleaner, then we turbo rinse and get any stubborn weeds out as we rinse. Chris, do you not think that if you just start with the turbo nozzle, do you not think it makes much more sense to, if you're having to go over it all again, I understand you're rinsing it at the same time as well, but if you're having to go over it all again, there's bits you might actually miss. Doesn't it not make sense to do the whole thing with the turbo nozzle first and then rinse with the X-Jet or rinse with some sort of rinse nozzle? And if you do spot anything you've missed, which is unlikely because you've done the whole thing with a turbo nozzle, I don't know, I think it's doing a potentially worse job. And then on top of that, you're missing stuff. You're potentially missing stuff. Because everything looks clean, you've just got to find the little stubborn bits between the gaps, which is like looking for a needle in a haystack sometimes. And you only see them after you've packed up. And then you do a quick review of the drive. We went over this drive, it was about 180 square meters, this block paved drive was. We went over it with the surface cleaner, which cleaned everything, but didn't get any of the moss from between the joints because it was all frozen. Then we went over the whole thing again with a turbo nozzle as best as we could because we couldn't see where we'd been with it. And then we rinsed everything down, obviously hypo. And then even after all that, we were still finding little weeds and bits of moss that we'd missed. I think we wasted so much time that day because I decided to try this surface cleaner out. Absolute nail on the head there, mate. That's what I'm doing. Dan, who are you referring to with that comment? Are you talking to me or are you talking to Chris just above you? Where I need some. Rick, who are you talking to? It's all right. I'm catching these messages like probably 5 minutes late because I'm trying to read everyone's comments. My flat surface cleaner works okay, but does leave some moss in the joints, but not that much. I do use a turbo nozzle to rinse and get any moss out I missed. Simon, what would your reasoning be for not using the turbo nozzle first and doing a really thorough job first and then just rinsing afterwards? We aren't using the turbo to double clean the area. It's just instead of a fan jet nozzle, and we use it to spot clean any stubborn weeds. So Steve is talking about the hedgehogs. He says, so I whip them out, rake them out with a plastic garden rake, give them a wash and put them back. Yeah, double the mess. Sorry, yeah, double. The mess they make is incredible. And they can be a pain to put back. How are the hot water teams doing in the frozen weather? That's a good point. People with a boiler. You started as I messaged. People with a boiler, they're probably getting on much better with the steam cleaning in the cold weather. Charge double Andy, small flat roof, easy work. Dan says, gotta go guys, see you next week. Thank you Dan for tuning in. Thanks very much. Got a dash, see you chaps, happy cleaning. That may be the issue, having triple bar on the surface cleaner. Twin bar will give you more pressure and get the moss out more effectively. I agree, Simon. I might have to try it. That could have been my issue all along. Guys, I think I've talked about everything I wanted to talk about tonight. I've got a little bit off my chest. We've had a good chat about the roof cleaning. We've been going for just over 2 hours. I've got the video out. How's the video doing? Video's been out almost 4 hours now. $451 views, about 100 views an hour. It's doing okay. The last one popped. The last one's done pretty well compared to some of my other videos, so I'm happy with that. The roof cleaning one. The turbo's far too messy, which is why I use mine very little. I use a moss scraper on the mossy drives to get the top layer of the worst bits off, then a surface cleaner. Turbo literally on the edges, a few minutes. I create very little mess on my jobs using this method. I'd be keen to see... Do you do any videos of yours, Steve? I'd be quite keen to watch a video of your process. Be honest, are you thoroughly cleaning those blocks? In between the joints, I mean. The reason I ask is, I don't think it's possible for me to thoroughly clean between the joints without making a mess. You know what I'm saying? But like I haven't tried everything, and I'm not very experienced, and so I've just realised this is a different playlist to the one I normally use, because my son was listening to lo-fi hip-hop the other night while he was doing some drawing, and this is that playlist, and it means I'm going to get demonetized, I think, which is frustrating. It's only 2 hours too late to change it. Oh well. I get 98% at least of the moss with the 18-inch whirl away with your mate's one. See if there's a difference. Try your mate's one, see if there's a difference. Yeah, I'll have to do that. What jets are you using? Can you, Simon, before you go, mate, can you let me know what machine you've got, or what how many litres per minute, and the bar of machine that you've got, and what nozzles you've got set up in your surface cleaner, please. Because if I can slightly replicate it, I'd be very keen to give that a go. Did I ask what, Steve? I'll send images of today's job. Steve, what are you saying? Have I offended you? I'm sorry. Steve, you'll be surprised, mate, because some of the work I've seen from people posting on their Facebook and their Instagram, to be honest, there's a couple of people in my town, I see some of their posts and I'm like, you haven't cleaned that. You've buzzed over it. Oh, sorry, 2 seconds, my daughter. Maya? 2 seconds. Hey, girlie. She just got in our bed. What's the point in having her own bed if she just... It doesn't happen very often, to be fair. It's quite cute, but it's best to avoid a meltdown and just say, yeah, go on, carry on. Just in our bed on her own. 21 litre Vanguard. Can't remember the nozzle size. Would it be the ones that just come with the whirl away? They're normally like 25 degree. I don't know what orifice size it would be. I do round with a star screwdriver after taking any bits out I may have missed if needed. Absolute perfection is all I accept, seriously. Fair play. I really didn't mean to suggest that. I've learned through Facebook and seeing other people's work and stuff that people's standards are all very different. Customers' standards are all very different, and I appreciate, yeah, that might have come off a little bit shitty. But yeah, some of the local lads around my town, there's one particular one that posts a lot of gardening and landscaping stuff. This is what I mean about people who've got their fingers in too many pies. They're trying to do too much and they're not good at anything. They're like offering every service, but they're not good at any of them, which is why I'm trying to stick to pressure washing and get really good at pressure washing. Because the pictures he posts, he's clearly just like buzzed over the top of it, especially block paving. He'll buzz over the top of them. And he'll clean the faces of the blocks, but there's still so much chaff between the joints, and you know for a fact that he ain't going back to... He's not going back to resand it. But then it's like, how much is he charging? Is he charging what I'm charging, or is he charging a reduced rate because he's offering like a slightly lower pass service? You never know, do you? I do round with a star screwdriver after taking any bits out I may have missed. I do. Oh, you go round with a screwdriver. The last few jobs I've quoted on Google Earth, the last few 3D images have been amazing. Oh, good. Send you photos on Discord, zoom in and you can see. I feel bad now, mate. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I wasn't criticising you at all. I was just asking. There you go, look. I didn't say, hey Google. I said, there you go, look. That is perfection, mate. Absolute perfection. And I was going to say, I shouldn't have doubted you, but I never did doubt you. I was simply asking. So you're doing that drive with a surface cleaner. And you reckon most of it is coming up with just the surface cleaner. I'm intrigued now. Have I been doing something wrong this whole time? Is it my triple bar surface cleaner that's just wasting pressure and using water? Not getting me the results. Gotta be in it. I've been recommending this surface cleaner to people. It's Equip2Clean's 18-inch surface cleaner. See, they still haven't changed the pictures. It's the same price as when I bought it. So the pictures when I bought it, it only had 3 wheels and it had these 2 jets. It had a bar like this. And when it arrived, it had 4 wheels and 3 jets. So it's totally not what I ordered. And then when I contacted them and said someone on Facebook has told me it's going to have like a reduced efficiency because it's spread over 3 jets, they said, oh no, it's going to be even better than one with just 2 jets. It's going to be fine. It's perfectly suited for your machine. Whatever. I know, trust me, few around here say that they offer a professional service. It's laughable. Yeah, I mean, I don't like to criticise people, but I don't even get into, there's so many things that you see on the internet and you think, I want to comment on that. I want to tell them they're wrong. I want to explain why what they're saying is bollocks. You know, you see cringy videos and stuff on TikTok. It's like, mate, you're a 30-year-old bloke. What are you doing? But it's just spreading hate into the world, isn't it? I've got out of that phase of just having like these troll wars with people on the internet because it's so much wasted energy. And it does affect your day when you start having a go at people online, criticising people. There's a lot of YouTube videos I watch because when I say I don't watch a lot of YouTube, I watch a lot of podcasts, comedy podcasts and stuff. Theo Von, Shane Gillis, a bit of Joe Rogan, not so much anymore. And you do want to like comment, but I realise those negative comments, they never like amount to any good energy. It's never good. There's no point in spreading negativity at all. If anything, post a nice comment. If you see something you don't like, scroll past and watch something different. Yep, that's an easy block paving clean with a surface cleaner. Done way worse and got the moss out. I'm sure it's the 3 bars lowering the pressure. Fair enough. Yeah, I'll have to try it. I'll have to try it with just the 2. Lads, I'm going to call it there. I've had a good night. I've had a good day. Thank you so much for tuning into the stream. I would really appreciate if you guys would stick around for the advert I'm about to play, and then I'll leave you to it. Have a cracking night. and I will see you again for Monday's video. For those of you that are in the Discord, probably speak to you tomorrow. Have a good evening. See you in a bit. Now, these videos take a lot of time and effort to film and edit on top of trying to run a successful pressure washing business. If you find any of the information in my videos useful, then I'd like for you to consider becoming a paid member of the channel. Circle members and above will get access to my private Discord for members only, where you can pretty much get a hold of me 24 hours a day for inspiration, technical help, marketing advice, or just a general chat. I post pictures and videos that you won't see on any of my other socials. You'll be the first to hear about giveaways, special offers and announcements, and it's just generally a nice place full of like-minded people who are all heading towards similar goals. We've got various different experience levels. We've got a few professionals in the chat as well. If you want to push your business, in my opinion, this is the place to be. We also have two other membership tiers. One is just to show a bit of support for the channel, and the other one is for boosted members, which will not only give you access to the private Discord, but also loads of high quality promotional images for you to start your business. I know what it's like when you're ready to get going, but you don't have any before and after pictures to put on your leaflets. At the moment, there's about 150 images that you can use for pretty much whatever you like, and my intention is to constantly update these over the next few years with all of my before and afters that have helped promote my business. Last thing before I let you go, new videos come out every Monday night at 5:30, and then I go live at 7:30 to chat to you guys and answer as many questions as possible. We do live quotes for real customers and just generally keep up to date with everything going on in the pressure washing world. Thanks for watching, back to the video.